welcome back to Mad Mouse Games. We're going to go ahead and pick up where we left off. Last time we killed a bunch of bandits and got a few items, and yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Turn to 176. I think we are going to take a short rest. So how short rests work in this system, let me go find it really quick. Short and long rests. After a battle, you'll often be allowed to have a short rest. The book will tell you what you can do. NPCs do not have hit dice, but they recover 5 hit points every time you have a short rest. At the end of the day, you will normally be required to have a long rest. To gain the benefit of a long rest, reduce your rations by 1 day, gain all the usual benefits, such as a recharge of spells, ability, hit points, blah blah blah. When you take a long rest, you may also level up your NPC or your PC, provided you have enough experience to raise in level. If you do not have any rations left when taking long rest, you gain no benefits from your rest. Additionally, you must have the current hit points of each PC and NPC in the party. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a short rest. So everybody will go up to full health except Nasir, who will be at 10 health. Actually, you know what? Niblet can also cast Cure Wounds as a Wisdom caster, which is a +4. So I think that Niblet would expend a spell slot to heal up him, which is 6 hit points, which is going to put him 1 short of being back to full. 176. You are following a rutted path that runs through the countryside. A signpost suggests that if you keep following the road, you will eventually arrive at the town of Turova. The road skirts some light woodlands to the south. Remembering Rokosco's words, you wonder if you should stay on the path or divert into the woods to keep out of sight. That's a good thing. He has said that a lot of these lands, I believe, have bandits in them. I'm not going to go back and read it. I'm going to pretend my PCs have to kind of try and remember it. I believe that's what he said. So I think it would be smarter to go into the woodlands. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to number 46. I think that would be the right call. And I think that last time we listened to Salus, who is more ambitious. So this time I think we would listen to Nasir. The branches of the woodland trees provide merciful cover from the heat of the summer, and glittering flecks of sunlight dance across the heathery floor as you make your way out of sight of the road. Your stomachs grumble and you wonder if it would be worth spending a little time hunting to increase your rations. So go for a brief hunt and try to catch some small game, or press on through the woods. I think we only have 2 days of rations, and if we're not going to be going through town, we're going to need to get some. So I think hunting's the right call, so let's go to 164. The wood is rarely traveled and seems a likely spot to find some food. Berries can be seen bursting from bushes, and rabbits scamper from place to place as you crush through the undergrowth. Make a DC 10 Wisdom Survival check. If you succeed, or a party member has the Natural Explorer Forest ability, turn to 188. So let's see if anybody has that. Natural Explorer Forest? No. None of the NPCs have anything like that. That must be like a ranger ability or something, which is kind of a cool thing, giving that like an automatic success. But let's go ahead. We'll make a DC 10 survival check then. Niblet or Nasir would cast guidance on somebody. Let's see who has the best survival. Sassless has a +4 to survival. So we're going to have him. So he gets a +4, and he gets to roll a D10 and a D20. So that is going to be a total of, let's see, 4 from that, and 3 from my guidance is 7 + 4, which is 11. What was it, a DC 10? DC 10, wow, we barely made it. Got an 11. So we're going to turn to 188. Your foraging soon uncovers sweet berries and tasty-looking rabbits. You gain an extra day's rations as you methodically strip the bushes of their fruit. One party member may shoot at a rabbit with a ranged weapon if you wish. A spell would be too destructive. Make a single ranged attack against an AC of 12. If you hit, gain another day's ration. Well, Sassless is just on fire today. He's going to make that attack. He gets a +6 to hit, so I rolled a 6 or higher. Oh, I only rolled a 4 after the battle where we took quite a bit of damage. So we only get 1 day's rations, not 2. So we go up to a total of 3 rations now. Okay, pleased with your successful hunt, you make your way onwards, gain 25 experience, and turn to 152. Okay, The sun sinks lower and lower into the sky, and soon the trees are spreading dark tendrils of shadow across the woodland floor. Your thoughts are just turning to finding a safe spot to camp when you hear the chilling howl of wolves. They are close. Too close. Peering through the dim light, you make out the shapes of darting gray-coated wolves circling your position excitedly. They are whipping themselves up into a frenzy as more and more of the pack arrive, howling and snarling at you, herding you into a tighter circle. They are building up the courage to attack, darting from the bushes before pulling back to the safety of their pack. So you can attempt to frighten the wolves, can cast Speak with Animals and try to negotiate, climb a tree to keep out of reach, or attack the wolves. Well, I think that we actually don't have anybody with Speak with Animals. Nope, nobody has Speak with Animals, so that one is out. So we could probably try and climb a tree. I don't know that's the best thing to do. I actually don't think we're going to. Nobody's really good. I don't think we should jump out and attack. Maybe we could frighten them away. I think that's a good call. I mean, we all are at full health. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go ahead. We're going to try and attempt to frighten the wolves away. Turn to 192. Despite their ferocity and theatrics, the wolves are just small animals. It might be possible to give them a nasty scare and cause them to run, especially combine it with the fearless display of courage. Make a DC 15 intimidation check. You can gain advantage on this check if one of your spellcasters casts a spell that does fire or thunder damage, or if the person making the check casts the thaumaturgy cantrip to make their voice boom loudly. Ooh, I don't think I have that. Let me see if one of my other guys does. Guidance and Vicious Mockery, Guidance, Light and Sacred Flame. And so nobody has that cantrip, so we're not going to be able to do that. If we cast a spell that does fire or thunder damage. So Nasir knows Thunder Wave, and I know Thunder Wave. Or Toric knows Thunder Wave. So let's go ahead. We'll expend one of his first level spell slots to do Thunder Wave, so we get advantage on this check. Now let's see who has the best intimidation. We can also have Niblet cast Guidance. So we have Guidance and advantage. Nobody has intimidation. So it's just going to be a straight roll then. So since it's going to be a straight roll, we'll say Toric yells out with the booming Thunder Wave, and with advantage he gets a 10, plus 4 from the Guidance is a total of 14, and you need to make a DC 15. Okay, so we didn't make it, so we don't scare the wolves away. So it says, if you fail, the wolves smell weakness, despite your bold display, and lunge in to attack. Go to number 39. So the battle against the wolves. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to roll for our initiative and our guys' initiatives. So we get a 10 and they get a 5. So they're going to go last, and we're going to go after the wolf pack leader. So let's see. The bushes provide cover from ranged attacks. The large trees are difficult terrain and provide cover. Climbing a tree costs 20 feet of movement. Whilst in a tree, a party member cannot be attacked, but also cannot make attacks or cast spells. Okay, so there is an alternate way of playing this. If you win the battle, turn to 80. If your entire party managed to climb up trees, turn to 149. Interesting. So now we kind of have to decide, well, do we think we could have a strategy here? Technically, we could make everybody up into a tree in one turn if it just costs 20 feet of movement. We could have everybody dash up into a tree. So you know what? I'm going to roll a dice to kind of determine, you know, what the party would do. I think they would have just a few seconds before battle to say, kill them, or, you know, up the trees or something like that. So on an even roll, they're going to go for the trees. On an odd roll, they're going to fight. So it is even, so they are going to skirt up into trees. So we're going to have, this is going to be an interesting thing. Okay, so the wolf pack leader gets to go first. The wolf pack leader is a brute, so that is, he's going to move to the closest guy and attack them. So he's going to move up next to my character Torek and attack him. He has 1 bite attack. His pack tactics won't work at this moment. He gets a melee attack plus 4 to hit. Oh, okay, plus 4 to hit. Let's see it. He got a 6 plus 4. That's 10. That is not enough. So he will not deal damage, which is good because then I don't have to make a strength check to be knocked prone. Oh, they all can knock my people prone. That might cause going up in a tree to be an issue. Okay, so now it is my guy's turn, Torek. So Torek is going to take the disengage action, so he doesn't get an opportunity attack, and he's going to run and climb up that tree closest to him. So he is now up in a tree, which means he effectively leaves combat. I suppose he would stay in initiative order if he wants to climb down, but I am just going to leave him up in a tree. So then it's going to be a lean wolf's turn. The 2 lean wolves are skirmishers. Skirmisher says they will move to a random party member within range. Let's see if there's anybody within range. 40 feet. So the first one is going to run up and attack Sassless, and the second one has a 50 chance of hitting Sassless or Nasir. So we'll roll for that. It's going to be Sassless. So Sassless is going to take 2 attacks from the lean wolves, and because they... Oh, the wolves are not within 5 feet of each other, so they will not get advantage, but both of them will get an attack. Plus 3 to hit, so that's going to be a nat 1 and a nat 1! Double nat 1s means he's just fine. That's good. And then it will be the wolves who are skirmishers' turns. So it's going to be... Okay, so that wolf could attack Nasir or Sassless, and the other one could attack Niblet or Nasir or him. So we're going to roll for those 2 because they're random. So that one is going to go after, that's going to be Niblet. The other one, between Nasir and Sassless, is going to go for Sassless. This one will have advantage on the attacks. We'll do Sassless first. It's going to be a 10 plus 4. So 13. 13 does not hit Sassless. And then 1 against Niblet, which is a miss as well. So good. All the wolves have missed. So now we're going to go to everybody else's turns. They are all going to take the disengage action and do the exact same thing and run up in a tree. So we're all 4 in different trees, but everybody made it into a tree. So we're going to turn to page 149. Thinking quickly, you scramble up a tree, the snapping wolves giving you the energy and strength needed to climb high into the branches. The wolves howl and leap, attempting to clamber up the tree trunk to reach you. You're unable to use ranged weapons and spells to repel them, since your hands are full gripping onto the tree. All night they snarl and howl, making futile leaps at you and producing a terrible racket. You spend a sleepless night up the tree, for it is only with the breaking of the dawn that the wolves give up their attack and slink away frustrated and hungry. You have a bleary-eyed breakfast, your night's sleep entirely ruined by the wolves. You must press on, however. Every day wasted is another day your country suffers under the attack of the Deathless King's forces. So you lose 1 day's rations, and you have not managed to get a long rest. Yikes. Okay, so we're not going to get to recover spell slots, but that's okay. We've only used 1 from everybody and 2 first ones from Nasir, so I don't think it's too bad. The rising sun glitters through the trees, eating up the morning mist. You decide to begin heading slightly northwards, hoping to reach the town of Torova by evening. Traveling through the wood has been disorienting. You're not exactly lost, but neither could you point to precisely where you are on the map. After a few hours, the trees begin to thicken, to the extent you are forced to hack a path through the undergrowth to make progress. To your surprise, you come upon an archway composed of entwined trees. Through the archway, a sort of tunnel or corridor, roofed by the interlinking branches of trees, leads off into the gloom. A woman dressed all in white is standing by the archway. Wordlessly, she beckons you forward before walking softly into the tunnel. She does not respond to your calls. Will you follow the woman or avoid this sinister place and forge onwards? Ooh, interesting. I think that we should talk to her. This doesn't seem like a bad place to me, but I could be wrong. So let's follow her. We're gonna go to 120. You make your way through the tunnel of trees, the sunlight barely penetrating the thick canopy above. Soon enough, the tunnel opens out into a wide clearing, dominated by a circle of crudely chiseled stones. A stone slab sits in the middle of the circle, stained dark brown with long dried blood. The skeletons of dead humans peek from the fertile earth, their skulls grinning malignantly in the green light. A man with a long gray beard stands by the altar. "You have come to a sacred place, friends," he intones, holding a sharp knife in his hands. "The old king's return is nigh, and the worship of the true gods follows with him. We must prepare for his arrival with a festival of blood. Come, give your blood freely in the ritual of Kaith, otherwise we must harvest it from you." The young woman leans against a stone behind the old man. "Do not be foolish," she lilts. "Consent to the ritual. We are mightier than we seem." Consent to undertake the ritual. Draw your weapons and attack these allies of the Deathless King, or flee this terrible place. Ooh, this could be interesting. If we do this ritual, it might mean we have some kind of like sneaky allegiance with the Deathless King, something that might be able to help us sneak in later. I think that Nasir would be completely against this, and I don't think, I don't think that Sassless would be going for this either. Sassless would probably want to take them out. But I think that Niblet would be like, yeah, let's do it. And I think that it would be a smart play. We don't have a lot of life, so it might not be the best idea either. I don't think we would run away. I think we've done enough running. So I'm going to do evens or odds. Evens, we're going to fight. And odds, we're going to do the ritual. It's odds. So we're going to do the ritual of Kaith. So we're going to turn to 155. Hopefully it doesn't kill us. And if it does, I guess this was an interesting playthrough. Fearful of the old druid's power, you agree to undertake the ritual. "Your blood shall feed the soil," he declares. "If the spirits find it worthy, you shall be permitted to live. Invoke the names of the elder spirits as you bleed." The druid slices your palms with his knives, and your vital juices begin to flow into the earth. Your vital juices, interesting way of putting it. Each party member loses 3 hit points. Will you chant with the druid, attempting to appease the earth spirits? Try to find some way to spoil the ritual, or slay the druid before he can further harm you, or flee. I think we're going to attempt to appease the spirits. I mean, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it the right way, right? So everybody loses 3 hit points. Okay, let's go ahead and appease the earth spirits. We'll go to number 5. You try to concentrate on the ritual, joining the druid in his chant. The blood from your hand never ceases to flow. Each party member must succeed on a DC 11 nature check or lose another 5 hit points. If this is enough to reduce a party member to 0, their flesh sloughs from their bones and they collapse quite dead. Okay, interesting. So let's do a DC 11 intelligence check. We're going to go ahead and do Torek first, who gets a... I'm going to say nobody is going to be able to cast guidance on this one. So let's see. Nature is going to be a +0 for him, so he gets a 16. Then we will do Sassless next. He has a +2 to his nature. He gets a nat 1, so he's going to fail. So Sassless fails. Nasir has a +0. He got a 6, so he fails. And Niblet has a +0 and got a 10. So what was it supposed to be again? A DC 11, so he fails. So everybody takes 5 damage except for Torek. So they are both down 8 now. Holy cow. Putting Sassless at 14. Niblet at 9. And Nasir at a whopping 8. Wow. That hurt. Okay, finally, the ritual ends and the wounds on your hands abruptly close. The druid nods, satisfied. The earth is content with your sacrifice. You may go. Drained and weak, you stagger from the stone circle back towards the woods. The ritual wasn't completely without benefit, however. All PCs gain the ability Bloodless. As a reaction, you can use this ability to ignore all damage from a single attack. Once you've used this ability, it is gone forever. Wow. Hold on. Wow, that is cool. Gain 50 experience from your strange adventure and turn to 93. So we gained 50 XP. That's cool. And we gain the ability Bloodless. I actually really like that. That is really cool. It's something that's very simple, yet really cool. And it's only all PCs, not all PCs and NPCs. And that is where we'll stop for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and you can find your own copy of this in the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.